Okay guys, so Tuesday now, so it's my first day kind of back. The seam sealing was all done, and what I did then was I went around and did what Rustbuster, who make the epoxy mastic, recommended, which was to do some striping. And basically this is a process that they use for ships and that, which is basically you're going around and you're getting the tight nooks and crannies with the brush. And the reason for that is so you can see I've got a few runs and everything like that. I'm not too worried. As I say, this is not an aesthetic thing, this is a practical thing. So I got in behind here with the brush and everything like that. So that gives you to give you an idea. The reasoning for that is inherently this area here and this area here are the areas, and obviously little edges coming along here and stuff. They're the areas where the paint will start to chip, the mastic will start to chip, or whatever coating you have will start to chip. And because the reason for that is because if you can imagine that's your spray compressed air, as soon as you're hitting these two areas first, and what's happening there is the air is then pushing in. So this part coming afterwards is getting pushed back out essentially. So that's the thinnest coat you're ever going to get, or the thinnest part of your spray is always going to be in the nook and cranny like that. So going over with a paintbrush first is the ideal thing to do, and obviously then it will be sprayed after that. So I kind of went around all these tight areas, you know, with that stuff. So it's sort of I'll go over and I'll show you how it mixes and everything like that. It's sort of like I want to say it's like a Hammerite's type stuff. It's that kind of real sticky heavy stuff they would use for gardening paint and stuff like that, but it's much harder than that because it's an epoxy, because it's two chemicals mixed together to actually making it hard, if you know what I mean, that epoxy mix. It's much harder than that, even though it does smell similar and has the same kind of stickiness, and like it's on my skin now until I'll probably be able to get a bit off scrubbing it, but a lot of that will stay on and sort of flake off over the next day or two. You know, it's not going to come off in the next first shower or anything like that. But anyway, that's so you can see along here, I've done all here. If we go back to this area, you can sort of get a real clear picture of what you're doing with that striping. So you're basically getting in at these narrow areas and coming along here, and you know, and then these I sort of was getting my brush in behind different areas as well. So now to give you an idea of the quantities and how I went about it. So I went basically inside that seam there the whole way along, and then around certain areas where I thought it could do with a second, basically another coat. It is a rust inhibitor. There's a rust inhibitor inside of this stuff as well. So literally everything I've used so far on this car is a rust inhibitor, because I'm using zinc plated steel. So that's my steel there, that's all zinc plated. Each side of that, obviously there was rust inhibitors or rust converters put on, and rust inhibitor zinc primers put on, and then a very thick, as you know, the very thick 182 rust paint, which I can't seem to see there at the moment. There it is there. I say that's a serious amount of zinc in that. And then obviously then I'm using the Gravitex or Gravity where is it? Stuff for sealing up the seams, which is a purpose-made seam sealer. So that gives you a kind of, do you know what I mean? These are all products that are meant for preventing ingress of water and rust forming. So now just to give you an idea, what I did with these was, these are the small cans here from the 6 litre kit. And basically what I did was I left them sitting beside the stove just to get the nice and loose and the viscosity down. They were 1-to-1 mix, these. So what I did was, the first batch I made, I was really wrecked after doing it, because I ended up making 500 mils with 10% thinner, so it was 550 mils, and that really wrecked me. Time wise, you know, you were all trying to do it all in one session. The next one I made 250 mils. So the entire I didn't use a litre, I used 750 mils for doing that entire car there. With that, now I'm gonna have to spray it and everything like that. So I've got another 4 litres of the stuff over there. With, when it's thinned, will be another 5 litres of it. And I'm hoping to get the petrol tank, when I get the petrol tank fixed up and everything, that I'll coat it with that as well. So there's a bit, you know, there's a bit in the kit. Now the kit says it's a 6-litre kit, and the recommendations, the instructions say to thin it 5% thinner all the way up to 20% thinner maximum. So not to over thin it, the maximum is 20%. So what they give you is 5 litres, and they give you a litre of thinner, basically saying that the thinned out amount makes up 6 litres, which I thought was a bit of a cop. I would have preferred to have, I thought it would have been right to have your 6 litres of the actual mixture, and then your thinning is optional, you know. So I think that's a little bit of a cop out, but hey ho, that's what they do. So far it seems pretty good as a product, aside from a few different like little naggly bits. I'm going to leave that set now overnight, and then tomorrow I will start the actual spray coat across the whole car, across the whole underbody of the car, and I'm just going to see how many coats it takes. Obviously, you do always have to do at least 2 coats, just because 2 coats is your best chance of getting coverage. 3 coats, you shouldn't miss anything in 3 coats. But anyway, that's today, Tuesday, knocked off, and then I'll give you another update tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Bye.